Enchanter support while still having that engage tool that doesn't rely on the Antonio. So I think that's the idea that GiantX received.
I wonder if there was any world there where the Amumu was a flex, because it used to be played support as a hard engaged champion. But honestly, it's just a tank.
Juhan making his way to the top side here, though. The Antonio's quite far pushed in. Oscar in and won't get this collapse before Juhan's here.
Ooh. Dodges as well. He gets grass. That's a good trade. Antonio is going to get the knock up as well. A great searing charge at Bellows Breath. A bandage toss and wait for the first blood.
He's fishing there for Juhan.
It's always fun, but it depends if you catch anything. I mean, first grub already taken down. Juhan's used his smite. Razork has one on the back wing as well. He just walks in, takes it. So we're one apiece for the grubs. It looks like GiantX is still going to be looking for the second one and finding it themselves. As Jackie's just level 6 here, remember. He's got a lot of brain power to add in, but Razork just walked in and W'd it.
Nicely done by Razork. That was a bit dicey because Humanoid wasn't here. Now he's going to cut them off.
Now it's turning into something. I mean, Juhan might have to flash over the wall to get on out. He doesn't have his
CC that can come your way. And kind of one get out of jail free card doesn't really cut it in these.
Nice little bit of macro coming in from GiantX there. You see the Antonio securing a wave crash and then shifting down.
Pull up there before that forced Oscar in towards the turret, but he's doing well. There's now Fnatic trying to do well here too. There's the Weaver's Wall. Juhan's going to get locked in place. He's got a curse of the Sad Mummy. He pops it as he flips over. It hits 2 and makes a quick trade. But guess who's here to benefit?
Item now.
Yeah.
But I think this has kind of been where Fnatic's game style has been over the course of the start of the split versus the end of the split is, hey, we're going to leave no in this bottom side of the map and just try and play off of Humanoid's pressure in the mid lane to look for picks, looks to plays, and try and snowball things like early Void Grubs or Rift Herald through that. And they kind of leave Noah to be this late game insurance, and we're seeing it at the moment, but this time around it's coming back to bite Fnatic because they can't have that normal style of, hey, Razork EP coming in behind Fnatic.
Deep. Jackie's there, not spotted yet. He gets ulted, beat buffers onto Humanoid, gets the rocket damage down. And Patrick roamed. Well, at least in the meantime, Fnatic aren't trading for nothing, right? They're not losing anything for something, as Jun might be caught out, as I say. That quickness is there. Weaver's Wall zones off nothing. It just gets Humanoid a little bit closer, but Juhan gets 2-man ulti. A double TP erupts in the topside jungle. The Antonio's here first, but he's taken so much damage as Oscar in a choke is doing work. The Call of the Forge God does more, though, and Jackie's cleans it up. Oscar had a great idea, but no one from Fnatic was ready to go in. As over the wall, Jun may have made another mistake. He's against the wall. He can't get out. GiantX talking about the searing charge, gets the flash out of Humanoid. And GiantX is a 5-man crew. Yes, they're low, but they've gotten more so far. The mess continues, and Dagda, get ready for this one. We're going to need a bib. Humanoid takes down the Antonio, and Fnatic willing to kind of re-engage and find that pick, commit flashes too. So I think a really intelligent point is that this comp still feels like it revolves in a position to succeed. It's just all about how they can move into this mid-game, and we talk about how Jackies can't get caught out in this game, no way.
I will say, I completely agree with you. The gold tower taking potential, and split push Oscar can't really do anything about it.
I do think they messed up the assignments, though. I think Jackie should be on top side right now. Your top tower, and now Rift Herald about to be taken, can be plonked in mid and take that structure as well.
And I feel like you're looking towards the bottom side as well. Dagda further to your right.
And this is the power of the grubs, right? Now top lane is one demolish proc away from being secured. Alskrin is going to get bot tower as well. With all this tower damage, it's incredible.
When we came in and we're like, Void Grubs are okay. Then they buffed it to make more
Jackie.
lights, and maybe now it's going to be better. He's stuck on the spot. He can W over after flashing, but I mean, Razork, all we need is a cooldown and a grand entrance at that as well. A shutdown to Humanoid.
Razork played it really well as an actor. He walked downwards like he didn't know, instantly turned around, snap engages onto Jackie's, and he couldn't.
Yeah, let's see if it hurts him. I mean, this is a pinch. Look at the Weaver's Wall. They can only go up, and Ignar's against the wall as he comes on in. The quickness brings them together. No one won't get a root back, though, but Oscar's position is so damn handy. Onto Patrick. He can't move. He has to flush over the wall, but Juhan, a 1-man ulti, brings it back as a 2-man knockup from Antonio, brings it around.
Can he free hit? That is the question. There's a lot of threats to worry about. This 3-man core of the Talia, Sejuani, Rakan has so much CC potential.
Call the Forge God starts it off onto Oscar in, and the Call the Forge God's in the backline instead. Oscar takes up a lot of damage with the Searing charge. Antonio, he debuts in a big way. The feathers fly out, but GiantX already have the pick. Fnatic are scent packing, and man, I swear, this guy has gone from 0 to hero this split, and I just love the story.
And it's a huge ultimate in that choke in the river.
Situations for Fnatic has been, hey, yes, we can find this engage, but we're not really thinking about how our carries can be set up to follow up.
Right.
speaking of, Razork.
Yeah, he's isolated, but he's got members nearby. Juhan thinking about using the ult, but he walks through as he gets ulted himself. He might have to pop it now. There's the Weaver's wall following through. Juhan gets zoned away. The difference is Antonio's here on the counterplay, gets the Ornn Forge God set on up as a searing charge with a pillar out his goal, but Juhan flies in and makes some weep, but a root back is great. Now Fnatic can play front to back. A counter after counter after a counter, and Fnatic push in. Antonio now groups in as well. Remember, he's got that ulti available. They've got one grub themselves, that helps out, and push comes through. Gold is even yet again. A minute until that Dragon Gents, and I think it's an item check-in time, right? We've got 3 items here on Jackie's, importantly. On the Tristana is, no, don't do it again! Jackie, stop it! On a ward, he spotted out, he continues to back, he gets the ult. Maybe it's a bait as Razork has to push back instead. This time, we will lure it in. Jackie's gonna reposition here as Call the Forge God from downtown layers up, and Jun's in trouble, Noah's in trouble. The bandage shots brings big trouble, and a shutdown goes to the Antonio, while in the backline, Igna just rolls in and has thunderous blows for a cow. I mean,
They're trying to utilize the Sejuani engage plus the global Talia to jump on it, but they don't one-shot, and then
it'll be sold for GiantX. With this composition, they need to stop it.
Walking in through this choke is kind of difficult.
Jackie's caught out. Is he dead? Yes, he is. There's the shutdown. Fnatic open up with a bang, and GiantX have to wonder where it went wrong. Juhan dead as well. I mean, that is a mistake you can't make.
That ward over there doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
Trying to walk through that choke point is incredibly difficult through the Talia rocks.
They've got a bit of tempo in their stride.
They're trying to just cut them away from the...
He can bop through it. Ulti's going to come through. The Antonio looking for the knockup. He does find it underneath turret. Knocks Jun a second time through the loop. He doesn't get tagged away as Razork over the wall once again, but the turret still standing. It depends how much time GiantX have as Jun needs to get out of there quick smart, but the turret still falls as Patrick off the back end. Some ways to come back in the mid game. How you play the mid game overall, which I feel like is the hardest part of League of Legends. You can argue that one. It feels like, but that's, yeah, it's a roller coaster. It's like a water slide, you know. Yeah. And for me, I feel like it's going to get real sloppy as now Fnatic try to pick onto Igna. They force out the ulti, but the Amumu ult sets it up, but no one's there. Antonio gets his ult a little bit later, but Igna now has to flash away. They rely on Patrick and Jackie's to hit it up as the Antonio gets some flashes out in the meantime. A couple of summoners from Fnatic used, no flashes, but a cleanse, a heal, but still an ultra win here as they consider to set up again. Igna, brother, what are we doing? Okay, well, that is well, but you got a cleanse available too. I know that's down for the time being, but another tool added into the kit as Fnatic have really grasped back this game, it feels like. Dragon feels a lot more competitive. The ults feel competitive from Razork as he sends it out again, gets some AoE damage onto Patrick, but Igna with the reignite, the reset-up, gives Antonio a target. Curse of the Sad Mummy as well onto Oscar. He can't move either. Onto the Antonio. Razork, it's an Ornn! What are we doing there? Fnatic just
kill Jun. We knock off the Celestial opposition, and they one-shot him, CC him to death.
And that's so they get the Baron, and they'll be able to set themselves up significantly better now to try and waves though, because at the moment it's become very easy for Fnatic to kind of bounce back and forth between the two. The Antonio now on this top side. I was going to say Fnatic should be able to walk over, so there's no real wave on bot, but they're going to just give up mid. Johan tries to engage onto Rosberinen, but just going to get a bit of poke.
Igna?
Oh, the dive underneath. Hang on, Igna jumps on in. GiantX, so he's tanking up again. Mountain Dragon helps out, and Juhan's ult helps more. In their opening game of playoffs, they're taking down Fnatic. I mean, GiantX, bigger than we thought, better than we thought. Fnatic out of options, it seems. There's 5 members with the Baron buff, look to go in, and Juhan gets another rune in. Hang on, mate. Hang on, brother. Hold your horses. That's a bit too far. Is it? Does it matter? Maybe it doesn't matter. You know what? Juhan, do it again.
They can just hit the towers.
They can just do it. Oh my God. Oh, the blow up as well. That's all they need. GiantX. I doubted. We doubted. But that is a brilliant way to
I have nobody who can deal with Olaf on side lane in mid late game. And
we have an Ezreal meet for Jackie's.
Yeah, something we've already seen him play last time.
Excuse me, it's just Jackie's eating in.
Humanoid only just reset though, so that's huge, but bot side now.
The big wave as well. Let's see how they go through it. Acro Prisoners flashed away. TP as well. Razork under turret. Ain't clean for now. He's getting 2v1. Razork
very much come into his own. He's had some great performances, even you think back to like MSI and things like the Camille. Like this guy has really now come into his own as a top laner. And it was similar to the Antonio. When he joined the league, a lot of people are like, come on, he's a tank player, he's not going to be able to do much. But this GiantX has been vitalized with the Antonio coming in, his Rumble has looked spectacular, and now we get to see these two, you know, old gods of the top lane in the open.
But we played the Cho'Gath Gnar matchup, and he absolutely decimated me.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless, he was always really good at his specific champions, is my point, right?
True.
He was fantastic on Cho'Gath, Ornn, these kinds of tanks. And now it's on him to play mitigation versus this.
Exactly that. I mean, under turret, he's cleared the way, but as he flashes away, even Humanoid comes on here. He's got no Bella's Breath to kite this one out, so a seismic shove makes it easy. Razork!
The Antonio
almost dying. Oh my god! Fnatic! What is going on? I mean, Oscar in and slow, he might be able to die this. Antonio! He's dancing on him! Well,
wait,
Oscar, no! In the LVP matchup, the Antonio claps him with a hammer. Meanwhile, but Fnatic are in tatters! They are getting destroyed by our bottom of the barrel we thought from winter. Now the Giants are back.
The barrier!
They stand strong.
The barrier!
No! And it's happening, but just as I say it, man, GiantX, why do you have to do me like that?
It's bloody down bot side, it's bloody up top side as well as Noah.
What?
The flash!
Makes it okay. Obviously, if it gets dire.
The way this goes is this is best case scenario. I might have to hold that as the engage comes down.
Because again, tidal wave, double
Patrick.
bubble as well. Juhan, the ulti not going to be used this time around as Jackie's moves on down. I'm not sure if it's available again. Question. That's enough. I mean, GiantX, they seem clear to take all three grubs left over here. Fnatic trying as Culling zones out. Juni's going to dredge line to the wall after taking half his HP. Humanoid thinking about it with the Weaver's Wall now in action. Jackie's going to sit behind range as the Aqua Prison doesn't hit, but Juhan does. Curse of the Sad Mummy sets up so the Humanoid has to sit there and die. Jun now getting outranged as the Antonio on Ornn. This third pick red side again, man. He's just doing it better.
But every time Fnatic are taking these fights when they just don't have the setup. We just said, look, you're gotta wait for Oscar to try and get in. The Antonio ends up walking up, but
Down bot side if he wants to catch this wave and defend the turret though.
You were saying, give it up. Fnatic are here though. And as you said, the Olaf is there, so maybe a soft contest Aragon to use your language.
The problem is you can't contest, and this is the nature of having no TP on your top laner. If you want to group, you have to decide way beforehand and have the TP-less top laner group preemptively to predict a potential TP from the enemy.
But I think that's the thing. Fnatic were kind of grouping up towards Riptile to say, if we see the Antonio's teleport, cool, we can probably look for the 4v4.
Right. Thanks with the tight calls. Blessing forces the flash right before that said Dragon. 35 seconds. Razork though comes in with the flash. He's revived.
Ignar here, but he's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, they find the pick, but they do have Hextech portals, so he can make it back in time. Jun might be caught out.
I mean, it depends. Humanoid as well. His angle after the TP is great. He gets the seismic shot back, but he's also stunned. He flashes in a straight line, takes the damage. Juhan's just on top of him.
Oscar.
Meanwhile, Oscar's cleaning up. Right now, Lothbrok returns as Jackie tries to get the angle, but he can't get the damage. Juhan knocks back, and we're in the slop again. But Fnatic have one thing for certain. They've got their dragon in their sights to stop the stacking.
And the Zeke's Ravenous Hydra, Olaf, Oscar in the backline, managing to drain tank all three people. I think Solar on the analyst desk talked about, you know, maybe they don't have enough DPS. Maybe
Might be caught on out, but at least giving the separation here for Fnatic to take topside turret. Remember, they got some grubs as well. And after that play, after stopping the dragon stacking, and Fnatic see that there, it's Jackie's bot, but they're going to get an inner top.
And maybe this is exactly what Fnatic needed. Don't put Oscar in on a tank. Don't put him on Cassante. Give him Olaf. Give him a count.
He came in, or rather, Winter was good. Winter playoffs was a bit down. I mean, it's been a mixed bag, right? Oscar's got a lot of conversation starters here as Fnatic at least get mid-turret. And I'm talking about him because he's on the way to third item as he moves bot.
But the thing is, he's not alone. Noah is just as large.
True.
Like 4 kills on Kaisa, 2 items already completed. Noah is a force to be reckoned with, and we're about to find out.
The pick again, Razork sets it on up, and the slow means you can't leave. Zeke's conversion stops it. Juhan gets an ulti out, but he's immune. Ragnarok has come.
On the opposing side are trying to funnel Jackie's as much as possible. They know.
My God. Objective now spawned. Humanoid set up in position as well. Dredgeline comes out. Razork's ulti almost eat into by the Arcane Shifters. The smack back from Humanoid was bloody brilliant. Juhan gets a great ulti, but he can't do too much because Oscar's on top of him. Noah's cleaning out. He goes in the back line himself, but Humanoid is there to defend. Fnatic have returned, they've risen, and they are sick of this battle for game 2.
Noah opens up like a shotgun into the back line of GiantX, destroys Jackie and Patrick thanks to the help of Humanoid, and just like that, Fnatic found their window. They're going to end the game.
They find the one shot onto Ignar rather, Noah dives the backline. Oscarinin tanks all 5 of them. It's absolutely insane how much work this Olaf is doing.
And it's one decisive move as Noah takes yet another. And the game is over, 24 minutes. We see a game 3, and we see Fnatic finally fired up in playoffs.
Yeah, so I think GiantX, at least in the last 2, have kind of rounded it nicely, where you do have a very strong front-to-back composition, but we've kind of seen that this game hasn't been decided by these big front-to-back fights, or even this series.
Dragon start, I think I've seen in this patch and last patch combined. Like, no one prioritized it much anymore, but an early Dragon down to the numbers right.
So though, Juhan now starting to move up. We'll spot out that Razork has already started these white grubs. He's taken 1 so far. There goes the second one. Can he get the 3rd? Okay, there's this snipe away.
Nice.
So this is a direct result as I'm... Am I
Flash
getting
commit.
it?
Humanoid here as well. He has his own flash. He matches over the wall and he's level 6, so he's got a rocket right out of the pocket. There's first blood. Humanoid nails him down.
Tries to contest the grubs after securing the dragon because of the mismatched spawn timers. But they find the collapse onto him. Humanoid has the push and the priority now. Antonio might be dove.
I mean, there might be a seismic shove out. Antonio's trying to clear the wave. He flashes back on him, but the damage from Corki is nuts. And
Fairly decent spot to come in for a team fight with all your ultimates available.
They have a lot of damage here. Oscarin has built AED and Razork's base damage is huge.
It's a
Can they
big
stun?
wave. If he dies here, it's going to be a disaster without...
So difficult. Level 7, full health. This is going to be tough.
Barrier up as well. Noah is really tanky here.
Really is. He can buy some time. The Magnus Storm under turret, though, is Ignar is tanking up for the time being, but Noah takes a while to die. Ignar has no health bar to play with, and Juhan now either. Jun is at half HP as there's a Vault Breaker in. He flashes, Shattering Strike, counter plays as an auto there, and Patrick's tanking up under turret. He has to flash away. It works. I feel like with the TP as well, doesn't that mean Grubs is an easy transition?
Yep.
Fnatic, what do you think? Like Razork, he's got his mana
All he
back.
needs to do is try and get 2 of these to make it 3 for 3, and you don't get the little voidling spawning. So at least getting 1. I think he could have stuck around for 2. Yeah, he's going to go back for a second one here. And Patrick, with Ignar now moving in, will have control on bot side. So Fnatic just having these small little reset timers stopped makes a big difference here for GiantX.
And after these grubs, the most important objective is going to be First Blood Tower because you're going to have a downtime of about 4 minutes. And that top lane tower is on 1 play in isolation. Well, with a couple of ganks from Razork, Oscarinin has managed to accumulate a huge CS lead and 4 plate advantage. Now, any trade he does is
Reads this, trying to get down to the bottom side. That ward at the bottom will spot out the Juhans here, though.
Waiting for the Pyroclasm come through. Unbreakables up first.
Pings are coming down. There's a TP coming down in that tri-bush.
That's fine.
Jackie's is going for it.
Jun hit level 6 just then, though, so he's got the Magnus Storm. He turns it back on a 10. The Pyroclasm unleashes hell. Noah free fires as Juhan is now down without a doubt, and Noah stands in front, ready to take him out. Razork will chase him down, and man, that quick 6 from Jun off the back of the minion wave, I think that just gave GiantX the biggest slap in the face I've seen.
And Ignar tried to push that. Open up a ton of pressure for Fnatic where they want now. Jackies will respond, at least with some time on this bottom side to get a turret. But I mean, with tower going down here, it's just impossible really for GiantX to even look at this dragon. Fnatic just have full control.
Regardless, the pillar won't stop that and enables Humanoid to come up and hit still with 2 grubs. The family brought thanks to Shelly as well. That goes back into the rift. I mean, Inner goes down. Mid is the trade-off. Noah's in trouble. He's going to get stunned up as well. The duo out of GiantX trying to keep it alive. They've had a good...
What Oscar's doing, and wave clear, and not allow Oscar to push his lead.
Juhan comes in with a flash of cease and desist, but Noah ults out, and everyone says go! TP's down, Ignar timing the ult perfectly as the Magnus Storm.
The ult,
oh my god! And it's a Disco Inferno! Razork burn!
Immediately, Fnatic see their shot. Mid lane tower now goes down, and it's going to be a full setup for them.
I feel like GiantX are pressured because they haven't farmed. I don't remember the last time Juhan farmed a camp down bot side on the side of Oscarinin, and he's falling further and further behind.
Fight for the game though, I mean the tension's high. Winner goes through and has a date with Destiny, with SK it feels like, and his call the Ford God flies through. It's GiantX who pull the trigger onto Oscar. He's isolated, but a re-engage from Jun brings him back on in, and with the brand ult out, again they're burning, but wait a minute. GiantX have bought time, they've got Patrick free firing, and flies are falling down as Humanoid starts carrying again. Noah flies through, and the carries of Fnatic at 2.
Tries to walk in melee range of the Ornn ultimate to camp.
But the lanes have been rough in the top side of the map this game, as Razork might be the big weight. It's never over till the Nexus falls. Antonio, no! In a game 3, he needed that to hit as Ignar now gets away. Jun, the Magnus Storm forces the flash over the wall, but Oscarinin is going to close the gap. A double kill picked up. Noah's
Their
setting.
turrets are going to be completely decimated off this push.
GiantX trying to stop the siege before it even happens with the snap engage from the one item buy, but they don't do the damage. Razork has
Himself 13 out of 14 kill participation in this game. He's been everywhere on the map, and as he picks up the Mountain Dragon...
One in game 2, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's
All
still
of the
answers,
TP.
and now the TP behind.
I mean, this is the last resort, isn't it? Call the Forge God is available, but the turret is gone. With Baron Fnatic push on in as here we go, a lock up, a lockdown. Razork goes golden, the searing charge. That's great, it's a good engage. The damage has been done, but for Fnatic, they still stand strong, and Razork is going to burn them alive again. Noah flies through this 4-item Kaiser just about, and now the final deed to be done. GiantX had faith, they had belief, they had the game in the palm of their hands, and Fnatic rose to the occasion. It's only round 1 of playoffs, but Fnatic were tested, but they brought the fire. We asked, did G2
wait a
win them?
minute.
Let's find out, because the game's not over, but hey, at least the Nexus is bare. There's a shutdown over to Patrick, and maybe, just maybe, the game goes a little bit longer, but it's still...
The table are still trying to fight, but now fight for Baron is not going to happen. It's gone already.
There's good damage from Baron, though. They're going to try and find the miracle fight as Antonio gets the knockup. But, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that bottom wave as it channels in. They're going to be quick about it. Jun gets the Magnus Storm, finds Patrick off the back end as Noah cleans house, goes golden, and finds the perfect pick. Oscar gets him up against the wall. Fnatic, it's getting messy. Jackie's runs in, gets a massive shutdown, goes golden. Fnatic need to clean it up. They do eventually, as Antonio will be up next. It had me worried, gents, I'm not going to lie. But the gold's too big, and as they teleport in, we finally get our resolution in this round 1.
GiantX tried to pull the trigger onto the support to create numbers advantage, but Oscar Rinnan is just too huge.
Yeah, he has had a great game, a great series overall, and Fnatic fight back. I was going to ask you, did G2 break Fnatic? Well, at least now the curse seems to be broken in round 1, as they have a date with SK on the next one.